Hi everyone. I'm hoping you can all see me and hear me. Um, we are gonna start this French style cooking demo with Thermomix. My name is Marie. I am French, sorry, living in Australia for now about 25 years, and I've been a Thermomix consultant for about 4 months now. I've had Thermomix for a long time and really love them, but just upgraded to the TM7 a few months back and decided to share this special machine with everyone and seeing what we can get out of it. So today we're going to do a French cooking demo with a menu inspired from French recipes. Mother's Day is not for another week in Australia, but I thought we could do that today and you guys can see and share with your partners, with your husbands, with your wives, with your kids, and see how easy and simple this machine is to use and hopefully get a great Mother's Day breakfast for the one running it. We are going to start with a strawberry lemonade mimosa. Sorry, start that again. We're going to start with a strawberry lemonade mimosa. You can make it with orange juice, but I just thought we would make it fun with a little strawberry one, a bit more girly for Mother's Day. If you can see my screen, I'm on the main screen on my Thermomix. And as some of you might be aware, we can plan recipes for your week, or you can also create collections and find them in your menu. So Cookidoo is the platform we use on this machine, which is great. Now with that new TM7, the screen is right there and you can find all those recipes straight from there, or you can go into your web portal and find them over there. I have actually created a collection for today in my recipe list, which I've named Mother's Day. And in here, I'm going to go and select my strawberry lemonade mimosa. To start with today, if I can hook my lid, there we go. The first thing we need to put in there is freeze-dried strawberries. So you can make them yourself. I didn't today just because of time, but it is also a great thing to do. Just slice them really thinly when they're fresh, put them on a tray in your freezer, and just let them freeze like this. It is not as dry as the ones you buy already made, or if you have a dehydrator, but it is a good alternative. So I need 30 grams of those. And as usual, I don't have everything ready. Now, I'm just going to grind them. Scratch your sides. Now we want another 170 grams of strawberries. Those ones are fresh. little bit of sugar. Now, this is a preference. You can substitute with fruit sweeteners or any other sugar substitute. I just put a little bit, but I actually don't put the full amount. I find it personally too sweet, especially with strawberries. Some ice cubes. And a little bit of lemon juice. And we are gonna mix that and then pour it into our champagne glasses and fill it with Prosecco. I don't think you can quite hear me, but there's a lot of different options you can use on your Thermomix, either following recipes like this, or you can also even adapt the recipes and make them to yourself in your created recipes. And you can also use, obviously, all the manual mode and different versions. For today, I am only going to do recipes that are already in the Thermomix. And I will do another demo another day with all different types of cooking. Now it is still a bit chunky with the ice, so I might just give it another couple seconds on that chopping mode. You want the ice to be quite chopped, otherwise you're going to end up with a lot of big chunks in your glass. Here you go. Now we're going to add the Prosecco into this and then pour it into our glass. I don't know if you obviously can't smell it, but the smell is actually quite amazing. The strawberries were nice and fresh and juicy. It gives that beautiful strawberry sweet smell. It is. Now, I actually got some non-alcoholic Prosecco just because it's a little bit early this morning, but you can also make it kid-friendly with using lemonade. And we're gonna give it a mix and pour it into our glasses. There you go. Cheers, everyone. You can put a slice of strawberry to garnish it, anything to make it even pretty. Enjoy! Okay. Next thing, we are gonna now do some poached eggs with the sauce hollandaise. So I quite like to do my sauce hollandaise first, just because once again I like my poached eggs quite runny, and I found that if I let them sit here for too long while I do the sauce hollandaise, they keep cooking and get a little bit too firm. We are going to use the nester to poach the eggs to show you how simple and easy it is. I am just going to run a quick cycle, cleaning cycle in the bowl to with the strawberry mimosa, the bowl is actually quite clean, so don't really need to add too much to clean the bowl. But in the next lot, I will show you how easy it is to run a quick cycle, cleaning cycle, sorry, onto your actual machine, and how easy it makes the cleaning of the bowl, especially if you're going to cook a few things at once and need to clean your bowl in between. It is actually a great tool and saves you so much time. The new system with this TM7, the pins underneath don't get as wet when you wash it, especially if you've pre-washed it with that cleaning cycle, so you can reuse them pretty quickly. But just always check, making sure you don't put it back on the machine if it's wet. So I'll go back to that collection, and we're going to start with our hollandaise this time. I'm hoping you can all hear me. I do not have any clue if anybody is online, to be honest, and if you can hear what I'm saying. I will actually go and check with my daughters. If you don't mind, give me just 1 minute. I will be right back. Leonie, Leonie. All right, we're good. I think we're back on. Okay, let's go on to our hollandaise. So No, Hollandaise, as you know, is just a simple sort of butter sauce with a bit of lemon juice or sort of a vinegar type flavor that is great poured over eggs or salmon and asparagus, anything you would like this way. Um, this is one of my favorites for breakfast when I have the time to enjoy it, especially in that sort of Mother's Day setting. My kids have been doing that for me for the last few years. So we're going to start with a little bit of water. Can she hear me? You can hear me? Okay, thank you. Oops, and I've poured too much. Sorry, I was just asking my daughter to check for me, and she just came down saying it was working. So I'm hoping everyone can hear me and enjoying it. If you do not hear me, or if you are not liking it, just there is a chat. You can just send me a little chat. We can say hi. Give me a chat wherever you're from. We need, sorry, I add the water. I just need to add lemon juice. I like my Hollandaise sauce quite lemony, so I will actually put the whole 20 grams of it. Now we also need then unsalted butter, which is our main ingredient, and we're going to whisk that butter. Ideally, you want it quite cold. There is different versions of that recipe you can do with adding the butter slowly. One of the great things with the Thermomix is you are probably not as fiddly as some recipes when you do them by hand. And I need my egg yolks. My husband is a chef, so always find some of those recipes on Thermomix sometimes a little bit different to what he would have been used to and trying to, and just always wonder if they're really going to work. But they actually work very well. So you get to learn and you get to try recipes that work for you, or that you might tweak because you just think they work better in a different way. This is one of the beauty with this new TM7. You can actually customize the recipes directly right there on your screen for you. The size, the ingredients, if you do not want to change something, it's actually really great. A little bit of salt and pepper. Now, my husband was gone for a ride with our son and he just came back, so it's actually perfect timing. And I'm going to cook these eggs and give it to them straight after their ride, as they love it. Sorry, I forgot to wash my lid. All right. And we're going to leave that for 10 minutes to thicken or cook. So I will see you back in a little bit. Girls, you want to come and try the lemonade? Give that to Papa to try. Well, we've got about 7 minutes left. If you have any questions, please just put them in the chat, either on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, whichever one you're watching from. Or even just say hi and put where you're from. That would be awesome.
So good.
Share with your sister.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cold.
Well, it's meant to be cool. Mm-hmm.
It's not that yummy thick. It's not like thick, but like how's everything else
Good. No one's watching.
going? Oh, it's watching. Other times you've done it, has people been watching?
I've never done it before, so that.
Oh, I thought you had.
No.
I don't know. It's just an idea. But then
People can hear. Like, I know there's nobody there, but what if someone comes on?
I thought you were recording.
It's not recording, it's live.
Oh,
Go and ask your dad to go and see if he can find it on Facebook on his phone.
Sharon.
Yeah, when he's finished. Has it paused? No, we're back on. So it is working. Oh,
It's been like live for 28 minutes or something.
It's on the wrong page though. Ah, Mama, can't change that, can I? Yeah, it's on the wrong channel.
It's live working. I've only just got up to the part where I showed you.
Yeah, I get it. It is delayed. Yeah, that's pretty normal.
What's the rest of it?
Here is our beautiful hollandaise. Now it looks a little bit liquid when you do it like this, but you will find that especially if you're letting it sit while you're cooking your eggs, the sauce will actually thicken quite a bit. So I will just pour it into a container and we'll start cooking our eggs and show you. You need to go away from here. It makes an echo that you can't watch it like that. As you can see in the bowl, it is actually quite thick and gluggy to be able to clean it. So I am now going to run that quick cycle cleaning and show you how easy and simple it is to get that cleaned up. You just need about halfway, depending on what you've done, but I found most of the time about halfway in your bowl for the water. And a couple drop of soap or vinegar depending on what you're doing. When I do things like this, I probably do like to put some soap just because it's a little bit greasy between the egg yolk and the butter. Put it on. Now, if you're in the middle of a recipe, one of the good thing about the new Thermomix as well is you just need to flick. There's a little bar at the top of your screen that you sort of bring down, and then you get there's three functions that you can see. You straight away can see that the recipe you're on and cooking. There's also a timer function. And the scales, if you needed to weigh something that's not part of your recipe, especially if you're in your manual mode and you need to go from one function to another. And then your cleaning mode. In your cleaning mode, there is 5 different settings, depending on what you've done. The quick one is really good and easy when you've got something simple like a sauce, or like when I did the strawberry mimosa before, I could have just done that very quickly to clean it as well without having to be too long. With this one, just because there's the eggs that I've cooked and sort of solidify a bit at the bottom, we're going to put the longer universal cleaning, and get it done and running. Now, one of the new incentive or the incentives at the moment to win as a consultant would be to get a second ball. This is one of the things I really want to earn. We are a family of 5, and most of the time when I cook something, I do need a second bowl. It would make a lot of the cooking modes, the cooking recipes that I do, sorry, a lot easier. So this is one of the great incentives working as a consultant. You are earning your commission, but you also earn extra accessories on top. So if I show you last month with the one sale I did, we got a batter dispenser, which is just that little jar, but really great silicone spout, so easy to clean. We made pancakes in the morning, and I would put it in there straight into the pan, not as messy, especially for the kids to pour, or muffins, or we might actually even use it later when I do the steamed ginger cakes and show you how easy to pour into that nester. The nester was another one that I earned as an incentive as a consultant, which is that little silicone tray that sits in your varoma, and you can do anything in it. You can actually bake with it in your oven, you can steam, you can do a lot of different things, and we've been using it quite a bit. But one of the great things to do with that, and that's why it's called the nester, is that nest sitting in to do poached eggs. One of the great things with it. At the moment as well, if you considering the cost of living, if you can are thinking, sorry, of getting a Thermomix, but just thinking of the cost of it, which can be uh, something that people consider in different ways. There's a lot of different options at the moment to get a Thermomix. One is with a partnership with Ham, which is a loan or finance place, I guess, if I can call it like that. You can get a 40 months interest free on your Thermomix. So for the cost of $17.85 a week, you will 40 months later earn have bought your Thermomix. This the other way at the moment as well is if you become a consultant yourself for the next month, if you're signing up now in this month, sorry, you will get on top, you can earn your machine, if that makes sense. So every sale that you make, so as a consultant, you're going to go to people's home and demonstrate the machine, trying to sell the machine. And when you sell one at the moment, you will get $650 discount on the price of your machine. So saying the machine is $2,649, which is the actual price. If you even do just one sale, so that means you're selling the machine to somebody else, you will get $650 off the price of that machine. The second sale, you will get off almost $1,000 of your machine. And by the time you've got 4 sales, you've actually got your machine for free. Plus all the incentives and other offers. So you will still earn your commissions. You still earn all the accessories that come as a consultant as well. And there's also at the moment a special offer with a $150 e-gift card to use anywhere. So there are some great deals and great incentive. If you are thinking of getting a Thermomix, this is definitely the right time or the perfect time to get it. It's there are a lot of offers on it. Now we're almost done. Just one more minute. Um, Now, the other thing with those cleaning modes is how quiet they are. Like, I know it's loud and you probably can't hear me that well, but compared to the previous model, especially TM5, I never had a TM6, but with the TM5, it was so much louder. You didn't really have a cleaning mode with the TM5. It was more just a function you could use and just tap to sort of have a, like they call it, a turbo boost. You could work it out, but there was never sort of that option like this. So this is how clean that became. I just tipped all the water out, and with a little bit of a scrub, my machine is clean, brand new, ready to go again. We are now going to go on to the eggs. My recipe is finished and we're gonna just poach eggs. So depending on how you like your eggs, you might need to add a bit more time. But the main thing and the thing that I've learned from that recipe especially is that don't be scared to think it's going to be too long and they're going to be too cooked. The water needs to come up to temperature and boil and steam before it starts cooking the eggs. So therefore, it does take a bit longer. If you think of when you would be doing it in a saucepan on a stove, you would have to boil the water first before you pour your eggs in. So just think of it that way. We are going to put some water in the bowl. Now, you can put hot water to speed up the process or just keep it just cold water, depending on how quick you want to do it. Then we're going to bring that to the boil. So just first put your lid. So one of the other thing that's new on this mode is what they call the kettle mode. So you can actually use the machine just as a kettle if you do not have one, or even if you do have one, but which is what we're using right now. So while the water is warming up, I am just going to prepare the baroma, which we call, which is that sort of steaming basket. There is the deeper basket and then the tray that sits on top. And we are going to put the nesta right sitting on the top tray like this. So ideally with eggs, you want to put a little bit of oil in the nesta just to make it easier to remove the eggs. I'm just going to cook a couple eggs only. I am just going to go and get my eggs. Now the water is almost at temperature. I can see it steaming, and it also tells me right at the top of my screen that the water is at 90 degrees out of the 100 degrees that we are trying to reach. Not sure. So I've just flicked the screen a bit down, and you can actually follow that as well and see it right there. It's a little bit bigger if you can see that. All right, our water is ready. And I've just pressed the wrong thing without thinking. Uh, I don't need to remove that. I just need to remove the top bit. Sorry, guys, I'm a bit we now put a varna and the lid on top. And we're gonna steam for about 9 minutes now. My eggs are a little bit small, so I might actually make it for 8 minutes and check them. And then we can always add another minute if we feel like it. I will see you back in a bit. Are you girls still watching? Do you want the eggs? No, you don't have to. They're not cooked yet. Okay. Noah?
Now you're hungry, you want some eggs?
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I don't know if I should be bothering. There's no one online. No, I'm streaming. It's live. Okay. What market? Oh, yeah. I've only got the ginger cakes left to do, and then once I've put them in, I'll stop. I'm not gonna stay for an hour online. You're not going. Why? Okay. All right. Our eggs are almost done. Um, Now, just be careful when you lift the lid. As you can see, there's a lot of steam, especially if you're doing this with little ones. Now, my eggs are perfectly cooked, and we will take them out. Now, I'm just gonna put that down quickly because we will need the bowl for the next step, and ideally, I don't want that bowl to be hot for mixing my cake. There we go. I don't know if you can. I might just push that for a second so you guys can see what I'm doing with this. There are my eggs, and you see how easy it is. You can take them by hand or not. And normally I would have put, so you see my egg yolk is still quite runny. I probably could have cooked it a little bit longer. If I let it sit there another 20 seconds or so, it would finish cooking. But then now I'll pour my béarnaise sauce over the top. Not béarnaise, sorry, hollandaise sauce over the top. Now, depending how salty or peppery you've made your hollandaise, you actually don't need to add any more, but it is up to taste. And there we have it, poached eggs with hollandaise sauce. Bon appétit! All right, our next one is a steamed ginger pudding, which we're going to do in the nester once again. So I will give that a quick wash and start onto the next thing. The steamed ginger pudding you will tell me that is not very a French thing, but this is a very quick, easy dessert to prepare, and a steamed cake that's light and fluffy and really yummy, which we love. And I thought to finish our breakfasty type menu, a nice little cake would be nice to finish. So just we'll wash the nester and my bowl, and we will start. All right, we are doing the recipe is called individual ginger puddings, and you can actually see it on there. It is made those little individual cakes. You can serve it with cream, ice cream, and add even more golden syrup, whichever way you like it best. Now, I will do that at the end just because I've just washed the nester and we're waiting for it to cool down. Normally, you would need to grease the nester for the moment. So we are going to start with our crystallized ginger. And chop it. Then we want to add 45 grams of unsalted butter, which I forgot to weigh for that one, so it's back in my fridge. The scales on this new model are also very sensitive, if I can say it like that, or said that you can weigh things to the 1 gram compared to previous model, in particular the TM5, where you could only do 5 grams at a time. Now we also need dark brown sugar, which is another thing you can do from the Thermomix rather than buying it, and I've made previously. Then we need 60 grams of golden syrup, and that's another thing you can make directly on your Thermomix and don't have to buy it. So There are some really great ways of saving on your staples and especially pantry items. On top of all the advantages of cooking from home. Now we're going to cook this for about 2 minutes. In that time, I will finish cleaning the varoma and grease the nester while we're waiting. Just want to make sure there's nothing too chunky left on the side and it's all quite done. Then we need to add our milk. When you put your ingredients, if you've got the weight, the exact weight the recipe is asking, or there's usually about a couple grams either side, the ingredients will get ticked off directly on the machine, and you do not need to keep pressing button. Just don't go too fast as you're putting a new ingredient. The scale still need to work, to have time to work that new weight and tear. We're gonna add our egg. And we need 85 grams of self-raising flour. Two teaspoons of ground ginger. and a quarter of a teaspoon of bicarb soda. A pinch of salt. And we are ready to mix. And that's that simple. The next thing will be to pour the batter, and we are going to steam it. Here we are, as you can see. So I am going to show you the great batter dispenser. We're going to pour that into there, and then use it to put it in our nester, so it is mess free, easy. The kids can easily do that. There's no All right, while we're putting that in the nester, I am going to clean the bowl on a quick cycle again. So we can then put the varoma and steamer. I am only going to do a quick 2-minute cycle. There we go. Okay, I've got my batter in there. I have whisked my nester, and we're just going to pour them about halfway in there. So easy and simple, and it is so clean, quick. Trying to finish all the batter. And that's it. They're ready to go. Once my cleaning cycle is finished, I will put it back on to steam the cakes. There it is. My bowl is clean. Next step in the recipe is to place 400 grams of water into our bowl. And then place your varoma dish once again with the 2 trays like this. Sorry, with the bottom tray and then the varoma tray on top with the nester. Then lid back on. And then we're going to steam that for 18 minutes. So I hope you enjoyed this demo and make you think about what this great machine is. I also hope you all have a great Mother's Day, far and in between. I will enjoy the day. Thank you very much for following, and I'll see you next time. I will put pictures of the ginger cakes when they're finished. I will put them on my social, so follow me. Thank you. Have a great day. Bonne journée.